Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vlog 10 of Persona Ready 1, or Ready Persona 1.
I will start by
guys.
I will start by saying the vast majority of this session was not at all planned by me. I did not plan any of this. So kudos to you all for being proactive.
Finally.
This was the first session we really had combat outside of the game to like show off what these characters can do.
That was exciting. I was excited. I was happy you got to do that.
Unfortunately, Gabe and hey Joey, what's up?
Hey Joey,
Hi.
we literally just started the vlog. So
Nice.
Oh, I can't wait for you to watch this episode too.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
it's juicy.
you missed some stuff at the very end there. Yeah, but we're just, what were we talking about? I totally lost track.
Combat, and you were saying
combat.
Something.
Yeah, like us two, you two, you didn't get to do combat, but like, I guess next time it'll just be you guys, and then we'll have our Vita characters be possessed by us.
Oh, maybe.
Like
we saw Ave be able to do like throwing his voice thing. We've never seen that, so that was cool.
Yeah,
we saw Forrest doing their auras and taking over people's brains. Like we saw things that were new to this session.
So as a GM, I try to gauge like screen time throughout the session, and so I felt that Gabe, the first half was very Gabe heavy, and there was also a lot going on with Ave, and so that's why when we got here, the people that had decided to like take over, like I purposely kept Cade and Forrest, with like a sprinkling of the Knave of Diamonds taking over and Yellow taking over. So again, my apologies to Kyle, but I think Kyle was used a lot in the first half. So I was trying to balance.
When I was laying down, that was not to get you, just because I got a new chair. So, and now I can lay down. So I was just like, oh, I'm not going to be involved. I'm just gonna
just have this crappy one.
Plus, I can't really fight. Gabe doesn't have anything fighting. Although, like I said, I just got something called Ritual, so I can now do grappling, which is more like
you were good for the aftermath.
Yeah. So it's more like, what is it, like cantrips, basically. So like Gabe can't be like, I can lift up a thing, but he can be like, I roll magic check. Can I don't know, put a sparkle in their eye? Just
gotcha.
I mean, when it comes to Forrest's like musical abilities, there is only one thing I could do, and that's in my moderato, I have our telekinesis, which can like trip up foes, but that's like the only direct like attack that I have when it comes to music. Now, Forrest does have their breath weapon that comes with being a dragonborn, but that's a little iffy. Hopefully I'll never have to use that.
Question: Is it Ave or Ave? Which do you prefer?
Which one is it? I don't know anymore. Normally it's Ave.
Ave. Okay.
He pronounces he pronounces it Ave, but I know Yellow pronounces it Ave, and I think that's partly because he's a musician. Forrest is a musician, and Ave,
Latin, right?
Ave
is
Maria,
Latin for Ave Maria. So I figured that's probably why.
I just bounce back depending on whatever. But
I think it's part of like at least Yellow's thing now is like that's how they pronounce it. But like Forrest, I don't mean to sometimes.
Yeah.
I think Kate hearing it from Forrest would just be like, it's Forrest saying it must be correct. Ave.
Ave.
Like Ave is wrong about his own name.
What would Forrest do? Oh, Forrest would pronounce it Ave.
Well, instead of what would
WWFD?
Do?
Yeah.
Okay, man. This session was a little crazy, guys, wasn't it? Like our first combat, we had like a lot of like social interaction at the very beginning. Your son figured out that you were his father.
Let's be real. He didn't figure it out. Somebody had to spell it out to him. Somebody had to tell him. He didn't figure it out. He didn't figure anything out.
That Ave was Knave. Really?
Ave was Knave? What?
Yellow is Forrest?
Why would he?
Makes no sense.
Why would he make him look exactly like them? Yeah.
At least you're not hiding anything, right?
I'm sorry,
like-
but your son's a little bit of an idiot. Like,
He doesn't have the eidentic memory.
did you
There-
actually,
He's just
like,
he's
build
just
your
looking
son?
too far, I think.
Oh, I guess so, maybe.
It's like, it can't be
It's not
that
like
easy.
It was nice to allow you all to close some loops. Like there's been some loose ends. Like obviously your
Mhm.
kids, both of your kids had some loose ends. It was nice that Forrest was able to unlock something further that's going on with Raphael, and at the same time, Cade also seemed to trigger something in Angie. So
Mhm.
I'm sure that will
Oh, I
That'll
hope
be
fun.
something to look forward to in the future. But yeah, and it was nice you all got a chance to just chat about that. And then obviously there was Angie's conversation with Cade, which I also enjoyed.
I hope it's not. I hope Raphael. I hope it's not what I'm thinking is you're setting something up, and I hope it's not what you're setting up.
Don't do it to us, DM.
Like,
Don't do it.
like right now I'm seeing the signs, and right now I'm hoping it's the DM twist. I'm like, oh, thank God. But if it's not, then oh,
Do you want to
Although-
say? Or
I don't
Don't wanna
want to
say?
say out of fear of karma
of
making
hard
it
latching onto it if it's not what it was?
Yeah, maybe keep it yourself just in case.
Yeah,
just
And
in
then
case,
we'll see
just
how
in
it plays
case-
out.
Just in case Hart goes, that wasn't the idea, but now that you mention it,
Mhm.
yeah.
Am
No.
I setting things up? Absolutely yes. I've been
Oh,
setting
yeah.
things up. Absolutely yes.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Speaking
Although,
about,
while we're thinking in that direction, I'm thinking of it a little bit differently. But
a little bit differently.
if we're not gonna say anything about that, I'm gonna keep that to myself as well.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's
We'll talk about it when Hark's not
Mhm.
here.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. We'll have a meeting sometime, I'm sure. Maybe, if we can find the time. Or at least if I can find the time.
Mhm.
I work a lot. Right. But
I really enjoyed Nave's conversation. I'm sorry, not Nave. Abe's conversation with
she got you doing it too.
I keep doing it with his sister at long last. That was
Yeah.
a long time coming. And
I'm
You know.
really happy that the consequences were so visible.
Yeah.
That he didn't take that first telephone. That's so
I-
cool.
I had in my head early on like what the conversation was going to be if you
Mhm.
did pick up the phone and talk to Lori. And as the sessions dragged on and you still hadn't spoken to her, I was like, oh, this is
Mhm.
going to be very different when you finally
Yes.
talk to her, if you ever do. So your
That
relationship,
felt like a good moment. So.
your relationship with Lori now is very different than what it could have been
Mhm.
several sessions below. But you know what? That's the beauty of the whole role playing thing.
Yeah, it's
Lori
so
will
cool
remember
that they all want to be together as a little family, and they all want each other to like, but
But
it's
it's
just not working out. And
No.
none of the connections are working out, and it's so cool
No.
to see. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the end result will be of their family relationship, the three of them.
You got to kill for the
Also-
first time in
I
forever.
not only that, but with a gift, with a
Yep.
holiday gift from Forrest.
So the name Junko Ogata was a accomplice to a Japanese serial killer.
Oh,
Mm.
So I thought that
nice.
was a cool name.
Interesting.
Oh, that's really cool.
All I was thinking right now is as you were like killing people with the knife was Forrest going, I made that. You're still making that, Forrest.
Still making
He's very passionate.
What was the
Granted,
instruction? It was like
yeah.
whether cooking or killing, it's your choice,
It's-
something like
It's
that.
still a passion or something along those
It's
lines.
still a passion.
That's cool.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Just be responsible.
It is kind of fun to like just seeing Cade as your personal attack dog, and he seems to not mind. He actually he's almost like a murderous golden retriever. Oh, please, can I kill him? Please, 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 please. I'll do it for apple dumplings.
No, just go get the knife. Go get the knife.
the knife.
I think Cade feels quite happy being a tool for people. He's like,
I
I'm useful.
noticed that.
Yeah. So it's it's cool. It's cool that you're finding your role in this party. I know what I do well.
No one else can even kill someone, so it's my job.
You do. You get your hands dirty. You get your hands dirty so the others don't have to, which is a big role for a party,
Just wait until my birds evolve into attack eagles. That's my turn.
Or they de-evolve into like raptors.
Sounds like a horror movie. Just swarms of birds pecking away, leaving only skeletons.
Alfred Hitchcock, right?
Yep. The birds.
So one thing I was going to mention, Joey, near the end, but it's okay that you weren't there, is that even now, your Thomas has not responded to your text, which is unusual for him. Normally he gets back to you within a few hours.
I figured.
So there's something off there, maybe.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of mentioning it already during the chat with Gabe, but since we wanted to move on a little, I was like, I'm gonna keep that for later. And then, but I figured that something
keep that in mind.
Wrong.
Keep that in mind.
I'll keep it together with the fact that I just witnessed my first murder on top of me.
Oh, that's bad.
So rough. That's going for the eye as well. It's like, oh no. Poor little Abe.
No, I lost consciousness and then did not see what yellow immediately did.
Yeah, you're being choked.
You're being choked, and then you see like just really fast Cade stab him in the eye. What is your initial reaction to that?
It was either you or him. It was either you or him. So
it's still horror.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I wonder if you were like, if we had our characters possessing us, but if we still were like conscious and aware of like what was happening, what would you think? Like, because yellow did some stuff today. You missed some of it though. Like with the chain and pulling him on the ground and pulling up and breaking the neck, like immediately after he got stabbed.
Nice, some torture there.
Yeah. No, yellow's brutal when they need to be brutal.
Cade loved it. Cade was like, "Hell yeah, Abe! Never knew you had it in you."
Yeah,
it didn't work.
Maybe we should send you after Rook. Actually, that might be answer. If you feel like Abe wouldn't do what needs to be done,
literally
send yellow. Send yellow after Rook.
Yeah,
man. I mean, how did everybody feel about that final scene though? I mean, Joey, I know you weren't there for it.
Looking forward to it.
You guys got a lot of information. You got a lot of information. And I was going to also say, 32. Speaking of things not planned, so even though I had not planned that you would go to the warehouse, because it felt like you were just you could have just not showed up, and because the potion was meant to be the repercussion, but the potion didn't work. So and they're not going to be able to cut through realistically the fortress of solitude that is the Stoll house. It's not with all those birds. They probably see all the birds and be like, nope. So I had planned that you actually would have had a lengthy conversation with Prey within the warehouse and would have had more of a like back and forth. But the fact that but the fact that they spotted Abe, and by the way, I still have one more bad luck for Abe.
All right,
it just completely changed.
Gonna ask.
What I had in my head was how this is going to play out, and I was like, okay, doggone it, all right, we'll do this instead. So,
and then I hit you with like that area of effect thing, like that was that I feel like if that happened to me as a DM, like I would be like crushed of like, man, I had this whole thing planned out.
No.
And it was like it was gonna be cool. And then
no, it was fine. Like I had zero qualms of what the fate of Prey and the gang had. But the fact that they lived to see another day will just make things interesting later on. So
some of them lived to see another
some of them lived to see another day.
Oh, yeah. We also got confirmation that they are using Levita as like their hideout.
Yeah, they are.
So that's gonna change how Gabe went, because where we're gonna go, Gabe was gonna be like, yeah, no, I'll go in character. Gabe's now gonna be like, no, I'm going in as
you're going as an administrator.
I'm going as
an admin.
I'm going and being like, yeah, no, I know shit's going down. Oh, sorry, I don't know if it's swearing these.
Be your bodyguard while you're doing that.
I have an attack dog, and I'm not afraid to use it.
You have a lie detector. You have an attack dog.
I have a murderous golden retriever. Murderous golden retriever.
And if you go missing, I have someone who can mimic your voice.
Yeah.
Incriminating evidence on demand.
You have a tape recorder, an attack dog, and a lie detector.
There we go. Perfect.
But yeah, now that's gonna change how like Gabe's gonna do it. Before he's like, I'll go in character and whatever. Also, before we do this, we probably should call Steele to see if he was able to intercept his family.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
So that's all I want to do, but I wanted to give it like time.
Yeah,
because
there's also what happened with Ariel when she went to go talk to Seymour. Speaking of consequences, not only was there a consequence for not talking to Lori right away, there's also a consequence for you not talking to Seymour right away. So we'll see how that plays out.
It's just everything's fallen.
No. That means that you prioritize other things, and that's great. That's awesome.
No. Yeah, if we hadn't done the warehouse,
right,
and
other things totally different.
What would have happened? Different. They would have had the drop on us again. This time, maybe they wouldn't have used a potion. Maybe it would have been actual like coercion or blackmail.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that would have been worse.
Another thing I appreciate, it seems like the two kids kind of have like a different feel. It feels like Angie just wants her father to move on, and then Raph kind of wants him to things to go back to how it was. And I kind of like that, even though the twins, they have completely different views on what they wanted.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
I don't mean to steal the spotlight, but I would like to ask, everybody who's kind of noticed, some of the things, Yellow before was always a fun, they were into combat and everything, but they were happy-go-lucky, this is a joke, this is fun. But now we're starting to see serious
murder spells.
Murder yellow. Yeah.
And then there's also the thing of Forrest made that.
Right. Forrest did make that.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but Forrest spells are kind of brutal as well. So it's in there.
Yeah, it's in there.
That was probably my worst spell. That sort of affliction. Basically, it hijacks their brain and makes them think something else is happening. And I do have a suggestion thing. But that's more of just hey, stop doing that. And then it's oh, okay, I'll stop doing that. Oh, well, I'll just pick it right back up or whatever.
He didn't see it, but Kate would just be like, I'm so proud.
My boy. I'm a girl.
Dr. Janice is just do what Forrest does. It's all right, well, Forrest does it. And, okay.
Psychic blast.
Forrest has a good moral compass, so there you go.
I think Yellow got more aggressive when Forrest came back into his life.
Well, from Yellow's point of view, the idea is that Yellow has been kind of trying to pick at the government agency that trained them from birth. Hey, who am I? What's my family like? And now they finally have it. They're not going to let it go.
The answer
They're
is
extremely protective.
The answer is you're a video game character.
Yeah. I mean, they don't know that. I mean, they're kind of picking up on elements of there's something strange going on, reality warping or something. They're kind of just rolling with it, not saying anything because they don't really trust anybody. But Forrest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
I don't have all the information, but it is interesting to me that it's okay, so Forrest makes an imaginary brother that is super protective over them and is willing to like kill for them. He's willing to be their attack dog, and it's like really Big Brother just needing that like masculine protector. And I just think it's an interesting parallel with Cade specifically, that it's like attack dog, and both decided to be your attack dog. One was your choice though, one just happened.
Well, I mean, one was like a player choice. Forrest was never intention. The way I'm playing it is like Forrest had like a one-off backstory that they kind of just like wrote. It was like, oh, Storm as a child, trained as a thing, wants to find their family. But I'm playing it as like Yellow. It's like has evolved as like an from a computer programming to an actual person who has ideals and values and wants to be loved and everything. And it's kind of blown up. And I mean, we already saw some of that when it talked about the pleasure house.
So you opened up Pandora's box, basically.
You missed that, Joey. We found out that Our Lady of what was it? Our Lady of Perpetual Indulgence, which is a bathhouse given for the goddess Climaxa, who is Our Lady of Perpetual Indulgence, led by someone named Mama Sura, who is the mother superior of basically sexy nuns, basically at this. So it's
what?
Yeah, you missed a lot.
Yeah, the rest of Yellow goes there. So
and Yellow apparently frequents there.
Interesting.
My current theory is that the head is getting taken over by Saz's character. So a part of me is thinking, what if Saz gets taken over by that character randomly?
Oh no!
Like that's my idea.
That Saz gets taken over by Mama Sura.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
And like Ariel goes.
So Ariel,
what did you do, Gabe?
What did you do?
What did I do?
I had a moment where I role played that Cade would be interested in that, but on hindsight, I'm like, no, he wasn't. That's actually that was more Sage being a horn dog than Cade.
I was gonna say, like, Ariel would probably like go to like, why is Saz treating me like I'm like I'm one of his like ladies of the night? why does she act like my pimp? Like,
where's that money?
Oh my god.
Oh no. I know, but that was just the weird thing that popped in my head. I was like, oh no.
Yes. This is why people who audition for this have to be 18 or older. This is why. Only 18 or above. Please.
If Saz turns out to be bad, I call his tusks.
Oh, come on. You can't have a poaching joke. Come on. Oh man. I do like the parallel how like our superheroes are becoming a lot less super and how our characters are becoming
more heroic.
I find that interesting though. If we're gonna distract ourselves from that little bit.
Even Cade is, like we said. Cade's becoming very vigilante, like very Black Adam. He's becoming, in my opinion. So.
I was wondering though, how, seeing as your for everyone here, seeing as your Vita characters are kind of getting their own consciousness, how much do you think they understand of what's happening right now? Because for Nave, he has a very high score in both psychology and sociology as expertise. So I immediately figured out that something was. He immediately figured out something was wrong. So right now he kind of starts to understand that things aren't. This isn't normal. What's happening? So he's getting his ideas. But I was wondering how about Yellow and Chrono and Odin.
For Chrono, I'd say the only thing that's changing Chrono is Cade's perspective of Chrono. Because Cade has influence on Chrono, and so when he meets Chrono and Chrono's a dick, he's like, "Oh, you're a dick," and then Chrono realizes he's a dick. Chrono would not have realized that ever.
I like that. I like that.
So Chrono is going to be growing. He is growing as we talk, but it's through Cade, not himself.
Interesting. I like that. How about Odin Simple?
Odin is very simple. The thing is, without Gabriel in the mindset, it's basically like initially it's Gabriel running Odin. Now Odin's just a bull, and there's
he's
a minotaur. He's his own minotaur.
He's his own minotaur. I'm pretty sure Odin understands what's going on just in his own little simple-minded head. He doesn't like even if he would go, you're a game, and he goes, well, what does that mean? Well, I'm a game developer. Oh, so you are a god. I'd be like, yes, yes. So like Odin I think Odin is very accepting of what's actually happening in reality, because he would just see that as like, oh, it's just two different realms, same
Mhm.
thing, doesn't matter. It'd be like if Toy Story, if they were like, yeah, you're a toy, you'd be like, well,
Yeah.
of course I am.
And then yellow.
I already said that yellow was
Yeah.
catching on.
Catching on. Okay. Okay.
Mostly because yellow has like a very high passive insight.
Mhm.
I don't know how insight like passive scores are treated in this game. I've always kind of home ruled it myself in my games as like passives are a thing. And for certain activities that happens. But I imagine like yellow's kind of catching on that like even though they're looking and seeing at that it's chrono, they're acting different.
Mhm.
They're not actually chrono. And there's something weird going on.
Yeah.
And the instance of meeting yellow was very strange as well, where kind of reality started to tear away from being in a maze to suddenly they're in a house that they've never been to before. So
Mhm.
while I will say to everybody, like, yeah, yellow is catching on, I'm not going to disclose how much I think
Mhm.
they figured out, partially because I don't know that answer.
Mhm.
Partially because I don't think yellow, I don't think that's a great question to have the answer to. Kind of like how don't tell Hark the answer to certain questions. Don't tell you guys the answers to certain questions because that could be used against me.
All right.
All right. I do too. Thank you all.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk later.
Mhm.
See you in a month. Happy
Yep.
holidays.
A month.
Happy
Yeah.
Happy holidays, everyone.
guys.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Merry Christmas. Oh.